Welcome everybody to TDL's August Member Forum. My name is Christy Park and I'm the director of the Texas Digital Library. I'm so glad everybody's joined us today for this back to campus, back to the semester week for many of us. We're going to follow the usual agenda. So I'll begin with some directors updates, and then we'll be joined by our Deputy Director, Courtney Muma, who will share some highlights on services and related activities. And then we're going to wrap up today with a little bit of a different format. We want to hear from you if you're willing to share with us kind of just how things are going and what's happening on your campus as you begin the fall semester. We'll also have time for questions and discussion at the end as well. And I wanted to thank Alex Suarez, our conference planner and administrative associate, for managing our slide deck today. Thanks, Alex. So moving into our director's update, first up, TDL is absolutely thrilled and delighted to welcome a new member to the consortium in the Southern Methodist University Libraries. On September 1, SMU in Dallas will become the 28th member to join TDL. And many of our colleagues, as you know, many of our colleagues from SMU have been part of our community for years, working on TCDL, working and attending TCDL, working on the awards committee. So we're just absolutely over the moon excited that they are officially becoming members. A few of our SMU colleagues have joined our community Slack. So if you're in that Slack, please say hello if you see them there. And we just want to welcome SMU folks who are here today in the forum for First Member Forum. I know I saw Cindy a second ago. There may be others out there as well. Welcome. We're so glad you're part of the TDL membership. So Leah is gonna, maybe already has, pasted a link to learn more about the SMU libraries. So we hope you'll join us in welcoming them. Next up, I wanted to take a minute to recognize our new leaders of our TCDL 2022 conference committee. Amanda Zerang and will serve as the chair, and Christina Kellum will serve as vice chair for the 2022 conference. Amanda has served on our planning committees starting in 2017, and she was vice chair last year during our first fully virtual conference. She is the manager of digital services and the scholarly communication librarian at Texas Women's University. And she also serves with TDL's OER ambassadors group. And Christina Kellum started serving with the TDL Awards Committee in 2019, and she served on last year's TCDL Planning Committee. She chaired the Leadership Academy Subcommittee for last year's conference, and she served with the Conference Events Subcommittee as well. She's the Library Production Associate and Steward for the Kempner Collection at the University of North Texas Libraries, and she is also a member of TDL's Imaging Group. So we have just begun, or we're already underway with planning for next year's conference. I know we're going to be in great hands with these two leading the way. So thank you to both of them for serving in these positions, leadership positions for us. We're looking forward to all the excitement to come with TCDL 2022. And finally, before we move on to service updates, I wanted to take a moment to invite all of you to join us September 15th for a kickoff meeting for a new working group that we're coordinating here at TDL. This is a research integrity working group. It builds off the successful research integrity workshops that TDL hosted back in February, and it will be led by two absolute experts in scholarly communications, Dr. Bruce Herbert and Dr. Melody Herr. They are the heads of scholarly communication at Texas A&M Libraries and the University of Arkansas Libraries, respectively. We're so excited that they are leading this this important working group. So it's going to be working through small groups to identify ways that we could work collaboratively to promote integrity in our own research, in research assistance services, and in instruction. So if you work in scholarly communications or instruction or research data management or any kind of research assistance or conduct your own research, this is a group you're going to want to be part of. So we're going to kick this off September 15th, and we're going to let the group help us determine what areas and topics within this broad field of research integrity we really want to tackle and work on together. Registration is required for that meeting. Leah's going to paste a link into chat where you can learn more and register. An email went out about this, I think, last week, and we'll send out another reminder coming up, so be on the lookout for that. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Courtney for a few additional updates.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. I'm going to give some services and projects updates. So to begin, I'm excited to share with you some new information about our Carpentries membership at TDL. Just as a refresher, the Carpentries teaches foundational coding and data science skills to researchers worldwide. It's an international organization. And this year, all TDL members will have access to the bronze level benefits towards software carpentry, data carpentry, and library carpentry workshops with trained instructors, some of whom are colleagues trained during this first pilot year of our membership, during which we trained 18, I believe. The cohort is also ready to expand and take on its own governance, and that's in beginning stages right now. So please do reach out if you want to get involved with that. We're very excited. And I think Leah is going to put a link for us into the chat so you can learn more about the Carpentries. Next up, we've sent out a few announcements about this, but as a reminder, TDL is hiring for our Text Hub, and that means we're hiring a Digital Public Library of America metadata aggregation service coordinator to develop and promote a thriving and sustainable metadata aggregation service as part of the Texas Hub or Text Hub for the DPLA. That position is going to provide end-to-end service coordination, including outreach, training, and also service support. It's initially funded for 2 years with an opportunity to extend the term as service usage grows. So if you know anyone who might be interested in that position, please do have them apply. We're very excited about getting someone in this role and growing our DPLA service. We'd really like all of our members to reap the benefits of that aggregation. Next up, I want to remind you that we are reaching the end times of Ingestapalooza. So if you're a TDL Digital Preservation Services member, the competition here is that whichever member ingests the most content into any of their digital preservation storage, Chronopolis or Amazon based, between May 1st and September 1 will get a free terabyte of any storage option for 1 whole year. So you could even get a free terabyte of the top tier Chronopolis storage. So get on it. I know several of you have been, and I'm excited to see more people starting to upload. Finally, a reminder about our capstones and practicum students. The University of Texas, Texas Women's University, and University of North Texas students in their varying iSchools, library schools will be looking for capstone and practicum projects starting this fall. If you would like our help at TDL to connect you to a potential capstone or practicum student, contact info@tdl.org. We're especially interested in working with our TDL groups to identify work that benefits the whole consortium. A really great example of that is how our TDR steering committee identified a need, described a Google Analytics project for the Dataverse software, and with our help doing the outreach to those schools, we now have 2 students beginning work on the project with us. So we're really excited to see that, and we'd like to see that spread out to the rest of our groups. Next slide, please. And before I turn things back to Christy, I wanted to take this opportunity to remind you of some of the upcoming meetings and adjustments to our schedule. So we've got next Thursday, the Web Archiving Texas Interest Group is meeting up. We're really interested in seeing new members come to this one. We need to spark a new project this year and see what that group's going to be working on. So if you have an interest in web archiving, please do join. And if you don't know how, reach out to info@ or directly to me, and I'll help you understand how to get involved with that group. Then that Friday, we've got our GIS interest group meeting. That's the Geographic Information Systems interest group. On Wednesday, the 15th of September, reminder again, is that kickoff for our research integrity working group that Christy mentioned. And then Tuesday, October 5th is our big annual Vireo user group meeting. And we've just set up our draft schedule for that and are starting to gather our speakers and arrange that schedule. So excited to see all Vireo users, especially TDL ones there. And we have tentative dates set aside for our annual member board meeting in October as well, and our fall governing board meeting in November. Also, in light of the start of fall semester fast approaching, we've decided, spurred on by members of these groups, to move or cancel 2 of our meetings. So the August DSpace user group meeting is canceled, as well as our quarterly OER TDL meeting. That's going to be postponed, not canceled. So if you've registered for that meeting, Leah will email you with the new meeting date and time soon. And now I'm going to hand it back to Christy. Y'all have a good week.
Thanks, Courtney. So usually in our community update section, we do some of the updates that Courtney just did about, things that are going on in the community, both within TDL and kind of external to TDL. But we wanted to take just a second here at the start of another unusual academic year to ask how folks are doing, and if you're willing to, ask you to share a little bit about what's happening on your campus. So before we do that, we're gonna stop the screen share, and we're also gonna stop the recording so we can just have a free conversation for any